Just count me in. Oh, we're on. Never mind. Hey. Welcome to our panel on putting the play in cosplay here at CitrusCon. My name is Anya. My pronouns are she, her, and you can find me everywhere at Lionne Cosplay. Literally everywhere. Let's go over to Yu.
Hi, I'm Yu. My pronouns are they, them. My social handles pretty much everywhere is at Celestias, like the 2 X's, and then Celestias, like displayed on the screen. Sometimes there's an extra S at the end because we love that S.
Perfect. Then let's go to Jay.
Hey, I'm Jay. My pronouns are he, they, and you can find me on most socials as LifelikeJ on the screen. But then in other socials, it gets weird and wonky, and it's like tweets like Jay and Twitch like Jay, but we can get into that later.
And then Raijin.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Rai. You know, I go my username, my pronouns are he, but never him. And my username on all socials is Raijin Sensei, RAIJINSENSEI.
Excellent. So today we're here to talk about all of the ways in which people cosplay, because there is no wrong way to cosplay unless you're gatekeeping, and that's the wrong way to cosplay. So, let's just start off with, I don't know, what is your favorite type of cosplay to do? Like, do you prefer something casual, like I'm wearing a very casual, like low-key costume? Do you like to do more ornate things? What's your favorite kind of cosplay to do?
For my life, I cannot do casual cosplay. Everything needs to be fancy. Everything needs to be sparkly, and I need to be extra at all costs. I cannot do
That's so
casual.
valid.
Doesn't work.
I prefer cosplays where I can usually either run around or do crazy activities, because at cons you'll usually find me climbing something or jumping
God.
over something or falling.
Oh boy.
I've seen the falling video. I was impressed.
Being
Jay saw
in
me. I have
person
no
was even
guilt.
better. For me, honestly, I like a mixture of both. So I'll totally be down for a casual cosplay, realize I hate everything about it, and then put on the full cosplay. But I'm always down for the cause to be casual.
I mean, if it's comfortable, it's fine. It just needs to be comfortable. Like, this is fancy. This is not my level of fancy. This is average fanciness. But this is fancy for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can move.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Yeah,
My
and
biceps are too big for this
Oh, what
jacket.
a Joe thing to say of you. What a very Joe thing to say.
I mean, I do a mixture of both. Like, this is obviously extremely casual, but then I have my beautiful, fancy Howl that I was working on him, and I was just like, I need you to be the fanciest bitch possible, because that is who you are. Yes, go grab your Howl. Like,
that was my light.
You must.
BRB.
Yeah. No, because the thing is that the jacket that you can purchase, and I do a combination of like purchased costumes and made costumes. And for me, the purchased costume. You're good. The purchased costume was just not fancy enough for me, because I had this image in my head of, you know, what his room is like in the castle, and his jacket needed to be like the room in the castle. And so I just made it much more ornate. And I'm very happy with it.
Valid.
So while Yu is... Yes, Howl's jacket is so detailed. Let's see. I just wanted to look at the comments. Gothic MCR Girl says, I haven't cosplayed in years, but when I did, I always favored non-human characters, so I could have an excuse to construct a mask, prosthetics, and cover up completely. That does sound really fun.
So valid. Yeah.
Never
See,
mind, I
wish I
don't
could
know
do
where he
prosthetics
went.
because I always wanted to do cosplays with horns, but I'm not good with makeup. I've only been doing makeup in my cosplays since last November.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
most of
and
the time I pick cosplays where all I had to do was shave my face and take my
mhm.
arms out, like I did Zoro from One Piece.
Oh yeah.
I mean, valid. There are so many
Mhm.
different ways to do it. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm a cosplay dinosaur. I've been doing this for over a decade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, then also, thinking about Ray, your comment, I know what Yu's opinion is going to be on this, but wigs in cosplay versus using your real hair. Like, for me personally, for a very long time, I refused to wear costumes that I had to wear a wig for. Yuri was the first one where I wore a wig in 2016.
Will you wear wigs?
I personally prefer wigs, but
Yeah.
that's a preference. There are
Mhm.
a lot of people that can make their hair look like a character, which is cool. It's cool if it works for you. For me, it does not. I just don't like
Mhm.
it. It's just not what I do. If you want to do it, fine. But then make your hair look decent.
Yeah.
Well, like, Ray, is that is that a wig or is that your hair?
Oh no, this is all a wig. I am a
Okay.
bald-headed demon. I do not have much hair on my head. At most, the
Really?
most hair I have is no, I literally only have two hairstyles right now because I
Okay.
either put my hair in an afro, which on my Dobby cosplay, that's the most hair I have, and I do not like putting in one day hair dyes anymore. That took almost hours to wash out. And then
Mm.
I either put it in rose, and the rose makes it easier to put wigs on. So usually I just go with a wig half the time,
Fair enough.
majority of the
Yeah.
time.
Same. When I first started cosplay, I, was like, I'm gonna cosplay every character with my Puerto Rican curls and my beard. I don't care.
That's so
And then
fine.
it was like, no, I liked it, right? But then one day I did a character where I was like, buy a wig. And now I
Yeah.
prefer to do wigs almost exclusively. There are some characters I can get away with doing my real hair, like I did Captain Obi from Fire Force at Anime Expo. I did my real hair for him because he had a short haircut with sides shaved. So I was like, oh, I can get away with my real hair. But then when it comes to characters like Joe, well, I have very curly Spanish hair, and I was like, I can't do a short
Mhm.
green skater boy with that. So I went with this.
Y'all should
Yeah.
have seen his Captain Obi at Anime Expo. People were taking pictures of this man. He was flexing. He was muscled up. I was like, dang, okay. Excuse me.
I mean, I just talked to Anya before the stream. Like for my first cosplay, I bleached my hair and wore extensions. So
Mhm.
fair enough. But also, I was like 13 years old. I've been doing this for a while. I've
Mhm.
Oh
been
yeah.
13 years old, and I'm cosplaying for more than half of my life. See?
Yep.
Wow, math.
Mhm.
When math is mathing,
Yep.
amazing.
Math
Y'all
is
do math?
mathing.
Oh my god, me personally, nah.
And no, for me, usually not, especially because my best friend is holding our brain cell hostage. I never get the brain cell since they moved. Never! And I need
Mhm.
it badly! So the math is never mathing, except for once.
Mhm.
Anyway, so I had clip-in extensions, and we rode to the event by train. We went there, and then I was like, okay, this is so exhausting. Like, extensions just hurt. I had short hair, like up to here, and my extensions were down to my ass, basically. So these were long extensions. These were good extensions with like multiple
Yeah.
rows and wefts and stuff. So I took them out,
Mhm.
and then I came back from the event, took all my extensions out previously, and the people who rode on the train with me were like, "Did you get a haircut?"
Yes.
No. Basically, it was a haircut.
I mean, in a way,
I feel like the
yeah.
wig headache would be crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
Y'all ever y'all ever just take a wig off and then get such a satisfactory relief? You're just
Yes.
like,
It's so
that
good.
feeling is just as
Every
nice as
time.
taking your motherfucking bra off.
Well, here's an interesting thing. So I like to talk about this when I talk about wigs, because I think that a lot of people there's like a stigma around it. I have traction alopecia, which
Yeah.
means that wigs, when they rub against my head, create bald spots. So I have to be
Oh.
extremely careful. I don't wear wig caps anymore, and I've had to modify. Like I use the bands that create tension to hold the wigs
I
on
have these
instead.
too for the long
Oh,
wigs.
wow.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
so like I have to take breaks more often from my wigs, and it's made me have a healthier relationship with how often I wear wigs
Yeah.
and for how long. But I also have
Mhm.
to just be extremely careful.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of women especially are scared to talk about that, but it is something that I've had to reassess how I cosplay because
Yeah,
I've only developed that in the last 2 years.
but it's something that should always come first, like safety
Mhm.
first and then the rest. That's
Yeah,
so
because
important. It's
if
not worth risking your health. And if you say,
yeah.
God, my wig headache is so intense because it
Mhm.
happens, especially with the
Yeah.
long wigs. Mentioning Cherry.
Oh,
Cherry is a
yeah.
bastard. Like
Yep.
skating Cherry is such a bastard. It's so
Mhm.
hard to keep the wig on your head, and it hurts like
Bastard.
crazy. So take that
this
shit
thing has
off.
gravity.
You're allowed to take a break. You're allowed to
Yes.
nope out of things. If it doesn't work
Mhm.
for you, your body will send you the signal. And I dare you to listen to that signal, or I will personally come and hunt you. If
From
you don't
Germany.
listen to your body.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Sorry, just refilling my water. Ugh. Yeah, and then also thinking about like so one thing that I know that a lot of people, and I talked about this a bit yesterday in my panel, but something that people are often very up in arms about is contacts.
Mm.
So
I've
do you
I've
Which
guys
is
wear
weird.
contacts for yours?
50-50. So
Mhm.
like with characters like when I cosplay Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, like unless I'm wearing the blindfold, yes, I wear the blue contacts. But with Joe, he has green eyes, and I know you can't see it with the light now, but I do have hazel green eyes. So it's like that's fine.
not
But then when I
necessary.
also did but then when I also did Gabimaru the Hollow from Hell's Paradise, his eyes are also like a kind of ember. So I was like, well, my
Mhm.
eyes are hazel green, so
Who
I'm not going to buy
cares?
contacts for that. But like
Yeah.
when it comes to characters that I feel need contacts, i.e. Gojo with those stunning blue eyes, I wear contacts. But most of my characters,
Mhm.
I kind of just say screw it. If anybody's going to get mad at me, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm personally pretty much on the same boat. I used to be so weird about this. Like everything had to have colored contacts. I have beautiful blue eyes. I have
Nice.
gorgeous eyes. Like they're bright blue. So I used to purchase colored lenses even for characters with these blue eyes. That being said, I
Oh,
used to
wow.
cosplay a lot of girls. And then I liked having these big round circle lenses. I don't really cosplay girls anymore. It's just not. I just don't feel very well in girl clothing.
Yeah.
That's
And
okay.
that goes for cosplay too. So honestly, at some point, I know I was cosplaying Dick Grayson, and
Mhm.
I
Nice.
could not find my lenses. So I just went, honestly, screw it, and I have to wear lenses anyway, like prescription lenses.
Mhm.
So even
Same.
for work, I have lenses in because when I work like with my magnifying glasses, it just doesn't work with other glasses underneath. So
Mhm.
I always have lenses, and now I honestly go, screw it. If the character has somewhat blue eyes, I'm just gonna use my eye color. I do that for Howl. I do that for Chuya from Bungo Stray Dogs. It works.
Nice.
Yeah.
It
You
looks
don't
good.
need to.
Why should I spend my hard-earned money on lenses I
Yeah.
don't need?
Mhm.
Yes. That's the
Exactly.
thing. That's like one of the big things about cosplay in general is money. Sometimes
Mhm.
like you just want to be a character because you like the way that they look, and people are
Yes,
like, "Oh, well, that character has X color eyes." It's like, dog, I have X amount of money in my account. Relax.
exactly. And you should always go through your head and think about, is it worth it? Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
that's for me it's the same as with, do I purchase the cosplay or do I make the cosplay myself?
Yeah.
And I mentioned I love fancy. So sometimes I just
Mhm.
cannot most of the times I cannot buy cosplays for different reasons. But I
Yeah.
like fancy. So when I need a basic
Mhm.
cosplay, I just buy it. Who
Yep.
cares? It's cheaper if I just buy it. But when
Mhm.
I want something extra fancy, like my hull, which I cannot find, but it's fancier than Anya's. It's
Hey.
Ugh.
I'm sorry, I love your hull. No, I just have very fancy, sparkly brocade fabrics
Uh-huh.
and all.
You
It's
mean this
yeah,
Uh,
brocade?
exactly. Like the inside
wow,
of
that's
That's
yours.
so
so
pretty.
pretty. What the heck?
I
Oh,
have no
Yeah.
idea where I put him, honestly. Wait, maybe he's
I
on
know
that
who I'm
pile.
bobbing.
Um. Anyway, he's extremely fancy,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and that's something that I cannot buy that.
No, yeah.
So that's the money I like to spend. But if I
Mhm.
don't need to spend the money, like if I look for a basic pair of black pants, time for a thrift shop.
Yeah, you don't
Oh,
need to
yeah.
make
Hmm.
those.
Exactly.
You can find someone who wears the same size and ask to borrow the costume. You
Mhm.
can
Also that.
go to a thrift shop. Like cosplay is such it's not very eco-friendly, our hobby. Let's
No,
be
it's
honest.
not.
No.
But we
I
can
have
try
2
to make it.
closets.
I have an entire closet for only cosplays. Like I have an entire wall of closet, and 2/3 of that wall are cosplay.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
there's that.
Yeah, and I just
The
wanted
clock.
to really quickly look at the comments in the chat. So, some people were saying, let's see, I'm wearing the contacts and I can't read the usernames right now. But someone said, if you can't wear contacts, that's okay. You can Photoshop it in most of the time, which is
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
absolutely
And that's what I
true.
do with most of my
Yes.
pictures. Like half
Yeah.
the time, whenever I get into a cosplay, I actually don't wear the contacts. I'll wear the contacts at the convention, and if
Mm-hmm.
the video requires it, and I'm too lazy to edit in Lightroom or Video Creator, I just edit the pictures of the contacts later because contacts actually are the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part for me, more so than
Yeah.
makeup. Just putting in because like my eyes, every time the contact gets near my eye, it always just like I start blinking more so than
It's
ever.
fine.
A contact is the hardest thing. I
Yeah.
think the most time I ever took to put in one contact was almost 30 minutes.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
I'm
I
not even
feel that.
joking.
I feel that. It's also like contacts need to be replaced regularly. You need to preserve
Yeah.
them in a special kind
Mm-hmm.
of way, and sometimes they just hurt.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then it's
I
time
almost
to
couldn't wear contacts today
yeah,
because
and
my left contact, it was just like, nope, nope. And so I had to take a break,
then
see,
it's
I
and
hate
I
when they
would
don't.
have,
I,
Mhm.
yeah,
exactly, and then
I
it's
hate when they
fine
don't
to say,
cooperate.
let's switch. For
yeah.
for like I do cosplay on stage. I'm part of a stage group, and we
Oh,
put
What?
on plays in
That's
cosplay.
so cool. What?
Yeah, it's I think it's mostly a Germany thing. I know
Yeah.
like Swiss
Oh.
and Austria have some of these stage teams too. But every year, every season, we pick a different show, a different game or something, and then we put on a stage play.
What? We need to do
that
that
sounds so
here. That sounds
cool.
so
It's
fun.
so cool. It's so much fun. The last one I sort of directed, I've written it, and it's super cool to see it come to life. But like if you're an actor within that play, safety on stage is a lot more important. And I rather
Mm-hmm.
see what I do than
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
don't see what I do
Yeah.
and look
totally.
accurate,
Yes.
because and that's another thing. The way you cosplay must be translated to the media you cosplay for. Like, for
Yes.
example, when you cosplay on TikTok, the front is everything that's important. Nobody cares
Mhm.
about how your backside looks. Nobody usually cares how the lower body looks.
You could
I
wear your
wear-
Care how my
bikini bottoms.
backside
I
looks.
wear PJs when I record TikToks.
Oh yeah, we know. Oh, we know, Joe. We know.
It's
Why don't you go
fine.
off and flex your back? Why don't you go ahead and flex your back? Go ahead.
and like it's the same for stage. You can't always go for like accuracy, because sometimes
Yeah.
accuracy cannot be translated to stage. It's like
Mhm.
you,
No.
you usually watch it from afar. Nobody will care about the details. Nobody will care about your
The
eye
details aren't
color.
visible.
And
It
you,
doesn't
Yeah,
you
on
need to
TikTok.
be able to move. You need to be able to be flexible.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that's what's
I
important.
change a lot of the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay. What was that?
Oh, sorry. I change a lot of like the makeup looks for TikTok, like you was saying,
Exactly.
because we're facing the camera. Sometimes I'll do like a bigger eyeliner like than the character actually would have, because on camera from filming from this distance, it looks normal, like on stage. So when I
Exactly.
did the clown character I just did recently, his eye
Mhm.
makeup
Arts.
is actually very small, but on TikTok I had to do it bigger so it looked normal.
Also,
Yes.
the lights
Yeah.
eat up so much of your makeup.
Yeah.
All of it.
You
I
need
mean, from
at all
a theater
time
background, I know.
to look like a drag
Mhm.
queen.
Yep.
If
No,
I do
literally.
TikTok stuff, like I cosplay Joe too. Joe is my baby. And if I compare my convention Joe to my TikTok Joe, there's such a difference. I feel like I have to take like what's it called? We call it adding. The permanent marker. A big permanent marker, and go here and there, and that's my contour, and I have muscles. You know? But
Yes.
I don't do that for conventions because it's simply not necessary.
Yep. I contour all my muscles.
That's valid. That looks better.
Every
I don't know
muscle
why he's doing that like he doesn't go to the gym every day.
Yeah,
No,
but
I have physical muscles, like I do. Like you can see my bicep is
Yeah.
large, but when you're
what
like
a
acting
Joe
in
thing to
character,
say. You're so Joe. I can't. I love it. It's amazing.
picked him for a reason. No, so like I do have large biceps, but when you're just looking at it on camera, they're just, I mean, just like professional bodybuilders do, they darken their skin
Yeah.
so you can see the muscles
Exactly.
more. So like I always contour like the muscle lines so that
I do
like,
that too.
yes, they're big, but when you contour, you can see them even from a distance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always preach that in the makeup classes I give. I give
Yes.
cosplay makeup classes at conventions, and I have a whole chapter about body contour, how to fake muscles, even if you don't have them, because you need to
Everyone does it.
accentuate so it doesn't
Everyone
look
does it.
weird. Because my personal problem when I look at some cosplayers is they have such a perfectly chiseled face, and then you look down and the rest is, what is that? Is that a baby with a man's face?
They only
What's
contour the
happening?
face portion. No, I totally feel it. 'Cause sometimes when I forget or like the contour starts to wipe off, I'm like, I swear I have muscles. Please leave me alone. I swear they're here. It's hot in California. When I went down for Anime Expo,
California. I
well, when I
die.
went to, it was my first Anime Expo. I've never been to Anime Expo before,
Yeah.
and like even with Joe, even though he's not wearing a shirt, I was sweating. I sweat off like my lower half of my abs just
Feel
taking
that.
pictures with Rajin. Like it was so bad.
Mhm.
I wore naked Joe last year at a con in summer. I get what you mean. I only wore my
But you were
binder.
wearing that body chest thing.
No.
right?
I don't do
No?
these.
Okay.
I do not do these.
I could never.
They give me anxiety.
Same.
I
wanna
never
do it.
wear those.
I have enough chesticle to fake muscle.
Chesticle?
I love that. Chesticle. I have chesticles too.
Look at my chesticles.
We have different testicles, but we do have chesticles. Isn't that a fine
That's
way to
right.
say, hey, I got titty?
Yeah, I prefer to say that the yiddies are yiddying. That's what I usually say about my
The what?
boobies.
The
The what
yiddy.
now?
Instead of saying titties, I say yiddies, like with a Y. So I say that the yiddies are yiddying.
That's fine. For
I
me,
like it.
it's chesticles
Hand
or
over the yiddies.
breasticles.
Oh.
Valid.
So I feel like we got way off track.
Oh
But you
well.
know
What
what?
was the original? What was the original plot of the movie again?
The play part about the cosplay.
I think that we were talking about contacts and then just completely derailed from there. So we talked a little bit about it, but cosplaying at conventions versus TikTok versus like there's so many different ways that people come at cosplay. There are like when I was growing up and getting into cosplay, it was more of a scene where you would go to conventions dressed as your favorite character, specifically to meet other people who liked
Yep.
that fandom, whatever it was. And I feel like it's really in the past like 10, 15 years that the whole like photo shoot side of things has really
Yeah.
grown.
Cosplay has shifted a lot from where I started.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
but also I mean the scene has changed. There are the new cosplayers, they're so polished, they look so good
Mm-hmm.
because there's so
Wow.
much stuff available that we did not
Yeah.
have when we started out. Like I started when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was around 2010. So it looked
I feel so old.
different by then. I know I'm probably still baby in here, but
Yeah.
I'm
leave
an
me be.
old person.
I'm 24.
I'm not baby. You're a baby.
I'm 33.
That's fine.
5 33-year-olds.
Yeah, I'm the
Hey,
young. I'm
yeah,
the younger.
heck yeah.
Yeah,
It,
let's see. Someone said it's really changed the photography part, and being present at social media is so much more important than 10 years ago.
that's
Yeah,
true.
like
Yeah.
the girl that I used to
Mhm.
babysit, she's really big on TikTok. It's Ava, not Eva, if anyone
I
follows
know
her.
who that is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
think so too.
she is predominantly a TikTok cosplayer and not at conventions or anything
I'm
like
so
that.
sorry.
Yeah, and so last um, February when I visited, I did a photo shoot for her because I do photography. It's what my degree was in. And so
Cool.
I did her first cosplay photo shoot with her, and it was just a very different vibe from what she's used to doing with
Right.
cosplay.
Right. It's it's kind of the impression that I have. Like TikTok got big only in the last 5 years or so, and
Mm-hmm.
Specifically for cosplay.
I know we used to put up when Facebook got big, okay? We used to put
Mm-hmm.
up Facebook pages and try to reach as many people as possible. And
Yep.
now
Mhm.
it's such a quick entertainment way. I sometimes have the feeling you don't have enough time to enjoy a new fandom because you need to be so quick to put more and more and more stuff out, and you cannot enjoy it. Like if you don't
Yeah.
keep posting new stuff consistently, people are like, "Oh well, and you're who?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like with Howl, this jacket took me 55 hours to make.
Yes, exactly.
It was
My
a
Oh
jacket.
very
wow.
long, intensive process, and I recorded and took a million photos, and I was streaming while I was working on it. This was actually before I got onto Twitch. So I was doing like little lives on Instagram and stuff, just to chat with people while I was working on it. And that process took so long. Of course, I'm going to wear this costume that was expensive and took me a very long time to make. And I feel like
Exactly.
there are
Yep.
a lot of people who just don't do that. They just buy a costume, wear it once. Oh no, I
Exactly.
need a new costume. I
I mean,
can't wear that a
it's
second time.
it's amazing that you can buy costumes, but I think the availability of being able to buy mostly good quality cosplays takes away a lot from the experience that I got when I first started. We were not
Yes.
able to get costumes. We had to ship them from like overseas, and it would take months to get the costumes. And then we had to get creative. What can we do? How do I do that? And we learned so many technical things about cosplay. You could not just go and say, here is a new Genshin character. I would like to cosplay him, please. And you get a ready-made cosplay. That's not that was not possible. So we had to get creative. How do we get to that costume? And that, I think, is what makes this whole thing, especially TikTok, so quick-paced.
Yeah. It's exhausting.
I cannot keep up with it. My TikTok is flopping majorly. But I like to have fun. I like... Sorry, keep going.
That's it. No, that's it right there. So the fun portion. So for a while, for me on TikTok, that's where the majority of my following is TikTok, right? I would do these characters from these popular fandoms, and the views were coming in, and now that I have like what I would call a comfortable following, I do more characters that I like. So sometimes they do, in the eyes of TikTok, terribly, but I'm having so much fun.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they do really, really well. Like, for example, I just did Dick Grayson's Nightwing, and I'm excited. There's no want or need for Nightwing right now in any fandom that I can think of.
No,
but I mean, like,
it's always need for Nightwing.
No, but I mean, like, there's no new project with Nightwing, is what I mean. To where like the hype for him isn't generated. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be Nightwing because people have been asking for it. I've been curious. Can I pull off this character? And then I did it, and I had a blast. The same thing with my Captain Levi from Attack on Titan. The hype for Attack on Titan has dwindled pretty low.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, perfect. Now I get to enjoy a character with no stress of like constantly pumping out content. Now I could just make as much Levi content as I want to. And to my surprise, it did fairly well. But then sometimes my content just does terribly, and I'm like, okay, I'll change into something else now. But I do understand what you're saying, Yu, about how when I first started, superhero costumes were not readily available as they are now. They took a lot longer to get. My first major Spider-Man costume took 6 months to acquire before I ever got all the pieces attached to it. So like I get it. To where now I can go to heroestime.com, buy a superhero suit, and it's to me within 2 weeks. And while that's nice for like going to cons and for the new cosplayers who I'm extremely jealous of. So if there's any new cosplayers in the chat, don't take it, us older cosplayers being like, it was hard in my day. I'm so stoked for you guys being able to have availability.
It's so
I'm
cool.
so jealous of it, but it is like, I'm mega jealous, but it is so awesome, and you guys are so fortunate that you like you said, there's a new Genshin character, I want to cosplay him, and if you have little to no building experience, you could still enjoy that character just as much as somebody who does build. So like, that's so cool for you guys. I'm so jealous though.
Yeah,
also, there's nowadays there's a huge opportunity to just ask for commission.
Yes.
I mean, I do commission myself. I have a lot of commission incoming. I have a steady stream of commission incomes. And that's what's cool. If you don't know how to do shit, that's fine. Just give it to somebody who knows how to do it. And that's cool.
Yeah,
we have so many people.
Built. Yeah.
And not just cosplay, it's also props and prop availability. Like back about 10 years ago, 3D printing was not as easy as it was. Like now you can almost everybody or somebody knows somebody with a 3D printer, or there's even 3D printing services online. I look at files all the time because I'm usually either working in either foam or cardboard or Warbler. And when it comes to like making like, let's say pristine details, like let's say any Genshin Impact weapon, making all those fine details in either foam or clay is almost difficult. But now I can just go online, and for some reason, there's even like
Order.
$1, $5 files, and I just send it off to a friend, and he'll 3D print it for me for
Yep.
next to nothing. I'm like,
Exactly.
I should invest in this.
That
Yeah.
yeah, you should. Like funnily, like a few hours ago, we were working on Alhatham's sword. Like I did the wig, and my fiance did the
Oh.
sword while I did the wig. I have the wig staring
That's
at
so
me.
cool. That's so cool. I
He's
need a 3D printer
staring
so
at me.
bad. I just need like $400, and I'll have my own 3D printer. So
That's so valid. It's cool that we can 3D print now. I know
which is
Mhm.
crazy.
I used styrofoam for my first sword.
Mhm.
Or like sword.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
did League of Legend cosplays back then,
Mhm.
and the weapons are huge.
Oh, geez. Yeah, see, I've never really done the weapons and things. Like, I did Keith from Voltron, and that was the first time doing anything with a
Armor.
weapon. And I did get his knife 3D printed, which was really hard to do because the
Nice.
cheapest, easiest place to get it 3D printed was at the university, but they don't
Yeah.
allow you to do anything weapon related.
Yeah.
So I had
Wow, that's
to
kind of
outsource, and it was hard.
I
Yeah, that's
made
awful.
the paladin armor. I learned how to
Mhm.
work with foam due to the
Mhm.
Yeah.
paladin armors. And I even made Crowlia, like Keith's mom. I made that entire
Nice.
thing. It was fun.
That's so
It was so
cool.
much fun. And you need to work with so many different materials. And
Mhm.
also learning that you can do it relatively cheap compared to,
Mhm.
I know, like in 2012, everyone was crafting with Warbler. You don't need that. It's
Mhm.
not necessary, but the knowledge just wasn't there. And it's
Yeah.
interesting to see different interpretations, different versions of cosplays. That's honestly my favorite thing. Like if I run into someone who's cosplaying the same character as I do, to see how they did it.
Yeah, it's
Yes, it
always so
makes me
much
so
fun.
happy. Yeah.
Same. I love
Mhm.
that.
At the Anime Expo, me and Regin were at a skate photo shoot or a meetup, and just seeing all the other Joes and like how they did their wigs and how they did their makeup and like how they did everything. And I'm just like looking at them and I'm like, wow, you're so cool.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's also
"Tee."
it's also cool if you can see like a cosplayer's personal style.
Mhm.
Yes,
Everyone
which
has
is
a distinct style, and that's so cool.
yes. The only thing I don't like is when you get really excited about a cosplayer who's cosplaying your character and like they think they're too cool to talk to you.
Oh boy, I
Oh,
hate
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I'm just like, baby, please relax. Like we're adults playing dress up. Like at the end of
We're
the
all
day,
just
we're just
nerds.
yeah. Like, can you
Yeah.
just tell me what you used for your contour, please? Like, it's really not that
Yes.
serious.
Yeah, the
There's this
gatekeeping. I mean, if it's like a
Mhm.
very secret tip, I get that. Like, I would not tell people freely how I glue my hairlines because, like, I
Mhm.
have a special technique that I know nobody has. And it took so much time for me to learn that and to perfect it. That's why I would
Yeah,
not share it.
that's
Mhm.
fair.
But you know, it's just the small things like where did you get the fabrics? I don't know. I asked Uncle Ali.
Yeah.
There's this phrase that I really like. Cosplay is not a competition
Right.
unless you are submitting to a competition.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
Like we're just
there
dorks.
That was
Yeah.
honestly, I think that in Germany, like I've been to several foreign conventions, and I'm from Germany, so I have the full German experience. Um, and in Germany, the people are highly competitive. There's
Mhm.
we used to have a group that was called the elite cosplayers.
The elite
Yeah, exactly.
cosplayers.
Sounds so pretentious.
Yeah,
The
but
Elite
but
Four.
they were all in our eyes. They were all awesome, super cool, and
Yeah.
unreachable. And nobody or you didn't think they were actual people. You know, they were
Yeah.
treated like celebrities and stuff. And by now, in my 13 years of cosplay, I got to know so many famous people, and they mostly are all just nerds. Like, I'm not a big personality.
Mhm.
A lot of people know me, which is fun because
Uh-huh.
it's always weird. Like, I have,
Oh, 100%. I know exactly what you mean.
but that's not. I'm not like a big personality, and I would never
Mhm.
think that. And that is. And then I go to a different country. Like, I love to go to Sweden. Sweden has NERCON, and NERCON is an amazing convention. It's so cool. It's free. It's chill. It's a 24/7 con over the course of 3.5 days.
24/7 convention?
That
24/7
sounds
convention.
dope.
It's so
We
cool.
could
It's like
never.
it's a festival. It's a festival, and
Oh, that's
all
so
day,
cool.
every day, there's some sort of program. Be it like the championship, the cosplay championship. Be it like a concert, a dance off,
Yeah,
a free
dance
stage,
off.
acting panels. There's so much cool stuff happening. And I know when I first went there, I was like, okay, these cosplays are average or like below average. But
Mm.
it's like I'm used to such a high standard. You
Mhm.
got to change your way of thinking, and the people were all
Yeah.
so sweet and
Yes.
so nice to me. And then I
Yes.
started to thinking, why is that? Why? Well, because there's not that much competition. You don't
Mhm.
need to compete. And it makes the whole
Mm-hmm.
experience so much nicer. Like, NERCON is one
Yep.
of my very favorite conventions. I met so many cool people in Sweden. And you don't even only meet the Swedish people. It's like people from all over Europe come to that convention for a
That's rad.
reason.
Sounds like we gotta go to Sweden, guys.
You gotta
Yeah,
go. It's
I've always
amazing.
wanted to go to an overseas convention before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My friend just went to MCM London not that long
It's so
ago.
much fun.
I
I'll
I
be
gotta
want
there
go.
to
in
go. I want
October.
to go so
I
bad. But like we have a lot.
should go.
I'm joining. Please, I can give the Sweden tour.
You
I can give
come
the
with us
Yeah.
Sweden
too.
tour.
So the
I
four of
haven't
us,
been
we
to
gotta go to
Sweden, so I'd
MCM.
do it.
Okay, Amsterdam is not that
No,
far yet.
but Yu was saying about like seeing people like in below average cosplays.
Mhm.
I had a very similar experience this past SakuraCon. In Seattle, there's an anime con called SakuraCon. Someone's wig wasn't properly fastened or whatever, like they weren't
Wigging.
wearing a wig cap, and it was so weird because at first I had a very douchebag moment where I was like, oh.
Mhm.
I was like, you're not wearing a wig cap. And then the like person who remembered why I started cosplaying went, but they love Makima. I was like,
Exactly.
that's so dope. And then like that
Mhm.
actually helped me out personally with so much of my content. Now I
Exactly.
don't really care about accuracy or perfection. Now I just
Exactly.
I got back into having fun and like actually like I wish to God I had reached out to that Makima like when I saw her. Um because like she was just clearly having fun with her friends
That's so
and she did
important.
and there was no wig cap, she didn't care, like there was not a worry in the world, she was just Makima, and I was like that's
That's the
exactly it. And
spirit.
that fits that like that because like as a TikTok cosplayer I gotta be perfect. I gotta be perfect. I gotta make
Yeah.
content. I gotta make content. I gotta
Yeah.
make content. I gotta be perfect. This needs to be good. My wig can't be bad. And then like now, if you scroll back some of my videos, like you said, I don't care what the hell the back of my cosplay looks like. I did a Josuke from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I style the back of that wig for why?
Why should
No one
you?
sees it. So
Why
it's
should
messy.
you?
That pompadours fly.
I
Like
mean, I feel like if you set standards for yourself, that is all right. But
no, that's different. That's different.
you should
Yeah.
not like push your standards onto other people. Like
Yes.
me as a wig commissioner, my standard is my wig always needs to look perfect, and if it doesn't, I am going to cry.
Mhm.
But not
Valid.
everyone can do that, and not
No.
everyone
Wig
needs
styling
to
is
do
hard.
that. Wig styling is
Yeah.
fucking hard.
It's
Well, I
like the
can't style
worst.
a wig for my life. I have my boyfriend be my personal wig styler.
That's fair. I'm the wig
That
stylist
works
for a lot of my
perfectly.
friends.
Yeah, I
That's
definitely think it's important to, like, just to touch on that again, your standards for cosplay have nothing to do with other people's standards for
exactly.
their own
Yeah.
cosplays. So
Exactly.
long as you are having fun and not hurting other people, that's what's
Exactly.
important.
Exactly.
Exactly. Playing in costume is why we do
Mhm.
this. Like that
It's
is
Yeah,
such an important part
the
of why we
important
all
part
got
is
into it.
fun.
Yep.
We're just all nerds trying to have fun, and if you want
Yep.
if you want to be famous, go ahead. But
give it a try.
also fame
I
isn't
do.
fun.
I would like to be famous because life is expensive. So
I
I'm just saying.
same.
If people want
Same.
to pay for my cosplays, that's cool too. Like, I mean, I'm just
I
saying, cosplay
mean,
is expensive.
Signing up for that too.
I will
Well,
flex for
did you
cash
know
all day.
I can
We'll
show
flex for
titties.
cash together.
You can see my tits if you give me money.
I'll
I'm
put my
up for
cheeks. I'll
that.
put my cheeks on the gram. I put
It's
my cheeks
fine.
on the. Actually, I put a post that said if it get 150 likes, I'll put something on Twitter. It got 230 when I
I
woke up, and I
saw
was
it.
like,
I will cap it on you for money.
I'm about
I
to
saw
go
that
find your
post.
Twitter post.
I will
I
step on
gotta.
you for money. I do a lot of things for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're
Honestly,
having fun and I'm having fun stepping on you, well, two people are happy.
exactly.
There was whenever we go to conventions, I've seen at least one or two people have a sign that says "We'll sit or step on you for money," and people actually pay. I saw one girl; she made almost $200 in one
I
single
want to
Dang.
do
day,
that
and it
too.
was only $5. So I was like, that means you had to have talked to 40 people that did this, and I was like, okay, get your bag, get
Or
your
the same
bread, but
person.
like,
You'd
Or the
be
same person
when
40
should you do
times.
surprised
that?
how many people are down for that. We wanted to do that in Genshin cosplay, actually.
Oh, I want to do. I've never. So I can't. Like. Okay. First of all, Genshin. It's beautiful. Yes. Cool. On my phone though, I'm like, please God, Jesus, I need to never play this game again. But that one character with the crop top and the little horns. He has white
Wait,
hair. If you say his
crop
name,
top.
I'm gonna not know who you're talking about. I just know that
Venti?
he's hot.
Wait, no, not Venti. Not Venti. Wait,
So
Zhao.
bad.
No,
Zhao. Is he
sure,
green
dude.
hair?
I don't know. He's no, it's white and he's hot and he's like a kitty cat guy with like little devil horns and a little crop top and he's so cute. I want to kiss him in
Do
the
you mean
face. But since what?
No, Ito is the demon.
Wait,
I
yeah,
have
that.
no
He
Yeah,
idea.
Ito.
he's the
Really?
He
demon.
has a chest harness. He has a
It's
chest
like a
harness,
Yeah,
red
right?
that's
jacket.
Ito. That's
He has
fantasy
a chest
Ito.
troll.
on. He's so hot. Since
He
I
is.
can't actually kiss him, I'll just be him.
You
right?
should cosplay
That
But
Ito
then
so bad.
either be that character or kiss that character. That is the coolest part about being a cosplay couple. You get to
so
smooch
that's
your favorite character. Fuck yeah!
I got to kiss Rajan. That was pretty cool. Remember that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I got to make out with a
Um.
cherry.
Oh, oh wait, I
Not this
did
cherry,
also.
but
Yeah.
It's
No.
fine.
I need that. I need a cosplay partner so that I could be like waifu or husband.
12
What are we gonna
out
do
of 10
today?
recommend. I know. For
Yeah.
like I said, I'm never gonna cosplay Genshin because we have a weird relationship, Genshin and I. And
That's
I
good.
used to make a lot of fun about the game. I still do that. But you know, and my best friend cosplays Diluc. So I was like, okay, the only cosplay you can get me in is I think he's pronounced Kaya. You can get me
Mhm.
into Kaya. So I did that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
10 minutes. Okay.
So I used to do Kaya, and Kaya is my fiance's favorite. So my fiance was out grocery shopping and then came back while I was trying out the cosplay, and I was like, "Hey there." And you could see she was speechless. She did not know what to say, and it was so funny because then I took her and threw her onto the bed and was like, "Hi there."
Too much information.
That was
Sorry.
my same
Anyway.
way when me and my boyfriend did Beast Boy and Raven recently at a local con.
That's so
When he
valid.
put on Raven, I was just sitting there like,
Yeah.
yes,
It's just
whatever you want.
it's just if your friends or your partner or someone you're comfortable around cosplay your favorite character and you can just sit there and drool, man, that's a moment.
Yeah, I definitely do a lot of pair cosplays with my friends because my spouse creature does not do cosplay. But I
Spouse
definitely
creature.
get to do a lot. Yes, spouse creature. It's what I call
Aw.
him. But
House Creature is a new one.
yeah, so I definitely get to do a lot of fun coupley cosplays with friends,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I have a blast with it.
They're so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that it should be about time to wrap up. So why don't
Yeah.
we just go around and talk about ourselves again, where people can find us, and all that jazz. So let's start with Ray.
So my username on pretty much most of my socials is Raijin Sensei. It's RAIJIN SENSEI. It sometimes has 99 at the end of it, but if it doesn't, then it'll come up everywhere. My icon is usually like a character I cosplay. His name is Mamon from a otome game called Obey Me. And most of the I'm really inconsistent right now. I miss peak COVID. I'm sorry. COVID was a terrible time for a lot of people, but for me, I had more time in my life to cosplay. I was waking up. I'd wake up. I ain't got school. I don't have work. Cosplay, and I just be
Amazing.
in there all day long. My family would see me walk around the house. They'd be like, "Do you go back to work?" Nah, COVID.
Nah.
You are valid. And then you.
Okay. Yeah, Yu again, as you heard. You can mainly find me on Instagram and TikTok. I sometimes tweet, but like that comes with a warning. Because
Yeah.
that is very 18 plus, so I would prefer not to have minors there. My
Yeah,
username is
please.
basically the same everywhere. It's like XX Celestias, like displayed on the screen. I'm just not gonna spell it. It usually works if you type two X's and then CE, and then there's my account. It's pretty universal. Sometimes there's an extra S because, as I mentioned, I love the S. But yeah, that's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok are my main platforms. Mostly Instagram. Yeah, for business inquiries, I have a different address, but it's listed on my socials.
Okay, and then Jay.
Hey, so on Instagram it's Life Like J, but there's two eyes, just like you can see on the screen. And then on TikTok it's Life Like J with one A. There's this kid in some state that won't give me Life Like J with one eye. It's been an ongoing battle. He left me on red. I begged him. He hasn't posted since like 2016. I'm like, give me the username. But everywhere else, it's whatever app that is like J. So Twitch like J, tweets like J. I'm not gonna change it to X. That's stupid. Because also X
Yeah.
No,
like
nobody
J
calls
has
it
weird
X.
implications. I'm not calling it X. It's Twitter. So there's that. But yeah, I also miss peak COVID because that was a good time. I cosplayed every day, all day.
My
But yeah,
cosplay
thanks
was put
everybody.
completely on hold.
Oh no.
It's
Yeah, follow me in
fine.
all the places. Come hang out with me.
Okay. Yes, and then me. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Anyway, hi, I'm Anya. I am Lionne cosplay literally everywhere. When I am not cosplaying, I am also a professional dungeon master. No, not that kind of dungeon master. An actual like D&D,
Hey, yo.
TTRPGs, pen and paper if you're in Germany. I run all different kinds of games, and I'm actually going to be running a couple things coming up. on Girls Run These Worlds here on Twitch, I'm going to be running a borrowers game for 6 weeks starting
boy.
next week. And we have our session 0
Ooh.
tomorrow. I'm super excited. It's going to be
That
so
sounds
much
awesome.
fun. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I'm everywhere, Lionne Cosplay. If you want to check out my games, I'm on startplaying.games at Lionne, which means the lioness if you don't speak French. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this. If you are in the Discord server for CitrusCon, there are a whole bunch of really cool panels that are still going on. This convention goes until 4 a.m. Germany time.
Wow.
But there's all different kinds of things going on. Some only available on the Discord server because they are not safe for the rest of the internet.
Ooh.
So,
Shout out! I do wigs. If you need a wig, you can
yes,
let me know.
Yu does
Perfect.
amazing wigs.
I do that professionally, semi-professionally, but like I do that partially
Heck
for a
yeah.
living.
Professionally. Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
so much for the opportunity to be here.